Season Pass, sponsored by Kelly Grimsley Kia.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Season Pass, the show that recaps all the sports action from the past week in the Concho Valley. I'm your host, Ryan Reynolds. I'm here to guide you through another season of Concho Valley sports. We have a lot in store for tonight's show. Week 3 of the high school football season is in the books. We have updates from high school volleyball, and the Angelo State volleyball, soccer, and football teams were also in action. So let's get right to it. We have a super duper show in store for you guys. Lakeview entered Thursday's game, winning back-to-back games to start a season for the first time since 1997. The Chiefs had a date with Snyder Thursday night, looking to start 3-0 for the first time since 1983. The Chiefs hadn't beaten the Tigers since 2004. A lot of numbers being thrown out early in the first quarter. Snyder's Cam Smith with the carry in Chiefs territory, but he fumbles. Austin Bandy with the recovery. He scoops it up, and there's nothing but green grass in front of him. He takes it all the way to the end zone. Just like that, Lakeview's out to a 6-0 lead. Look at him go. The way you want to start the game if you're the Chiefs. Second quarter now, Chiefs in the red zone. Albert Rodriguez finds Bandy in the corner, his second TD of the game. That extends the Chiefs lead to 13-3, still in the second. Rudy Martinez gets the handoff, and he's off to the races. He's going to find the end zone, and the Chiefs are rolling 19-3 now early over the Tigers. The defense was firing on all cylinders as well. Later in the third quarter, Anthony Martinez comes off the edge untouched for the sack. Then big man Jeremy Hernandez stuffing the quarterback keeper. Chiefs fans, they are loving what they see. Some good football out there at San Angelo Stadium. But how about one more for Bandy before halftime? Rodriguez finds himself down the sideline, a 74-yard touchdown. 25-5, all Lakeview, and they take that lead into halftime. Here in the third now, it wouldn't be a Chiefs highlight without Johnny Espinoza. Rodriguez looking and finds him in the end zone, his 5th receiving touchdown of the season. Rodriguez is 3rd of the game, and the Chiefs improved to 3-0 for the first time in 36 years. They get the win 32-19. Central trying to make it 2 in a row on Friday against Cedar Park. First possession of the game for Cedar Park, and they make it look easy. Ryder Hernandez under pressure. He scrambles and finds Gunnar Asbeck wide open, and he's in the end zone for 6. Timberwolves lead 7-0. Still first quarter. Very next possession, actually, Central, they convert a 4th down to keep the drive alive, and it leads to this. A play action from Malachi Brown, and he dumps it to Chris Jackson for the score. Central and Cedar Park deadlocked at 7, and there would be a lot more scoring. Late first quarter now, the Bobcats gain the lead. Brown, he's going to connect with his good friend Tanner Dabbert for the beautiful pitch and catch. 6 points Central. Bobcats lead 14-7. This thing would actually go into overtime. A thriller at San Angelo Stadium. Central, they fall to Cedar Park 41-35. The number 5 Wallhawks taking on the Midland Christian Mustangs. A stalemate early on to the late first quarter. Josh Balcom strips the ball from River Rodriguez and takes it all the way down to the 1-yard line. That sets up a great scoring opportunity for Wall. Week 3 of the season saw some great defensive plays. That strip, just one of many of them. 2 plays later, Mason Fuchs punches it in. Hawks out to a 7-0 lead early. The defense, they're going to continue to dominate in the first quarter. They force another fumble, and Bolcom again comes up with it. The Hawks held the Mustangs to -5 yards in the first quarter, but the Mustangs respond. Second quarter, Rhett Clark with the carry. He makes a cut, breaking tackles, and he's in for the touchdown. Mustangs lead 8-7 after a 2-point conversion. Right before halftime, Mustangs in the red zone. Clark with the keeper. He's going to score. Midland Christian takes a 14-7 lead into halftime, but the Hawks shut the Mustangs out in the second half and take this thing 20-14. They improve to 3-0 and will host Sonora this week for the school's homecoming game. Speaking of Sonora, the undefeated Sonora Broncos taking on the 1-loss Mason Punchers. First quarter, Tad Kirby takes the handoff. He's off to the races down the sideline until he's finally pushed out of bounds. Mason punches it in a few plays later. Flash forward, Tad Kirby again. This time, the confusing play leads to Kirby in the end zone with the football. Mason adds to their lead, and the Punchers, they keep piling it on. Clay Clarner's turn to make a play. He takes the handoff and takes it all the way to the goal line, but is stopped just short of the end zone. And Mason, they hand Sonora its first loss this season. They blanked the Broncos 33-0 the final. Mason getting the win. Taking a look at our high school football scoreboard, TLCA loses its third straight game on Friday. This one 62-12 to Cross Plains. The Eagles now 0-3 to start the year. And then Ballinger off to its best start since 2012. The Bearcats improved to 3-0 after down in Colorado City 49-14. The final in that one. Brady shocked the entire region last week with their win over number 10 Haskell. However, the Bulldogs can't keep the hot streak going. Brady falls to Lelano 49-24. Cristobal, they stay hot and undefeated. The Cougars, they win 43-14 over Van Horn. The Eagles of El Dorado bounce back from last week's loss. They win 46-22 against Brackett. Menard, they pick up the 48-20 win over Ira Ann, while Junction, they get blanked by San Saba 63-0. And then Ozona. What a performance by the Lions in Week 3. Ozona defeats Reagan County 36-0. Lakeview, Walton, Mason all picking up wins in Week 3. When we come back, Season Pass takes a look at Miles, Grape Creek, as well as some six-man football action from around the Concho Valley. Don't go anywhere. Season Pass will be right back.
Guys, this is Steven.
Pretty sporty car there, Steven.
It's my dad's new Camry. It's got a V6 engine, cool safety features, panoramic moonroof, a super roomy back seat.
You're right about the back seat, Steven. Roomy.
Get carried away by the sporty new Toyota Camry. Right now, get $2,500 customer cash, or qualified buyers get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a new 2019 Camry. Hurry in today. Toyota, let's go places.
3D's Plumbing has a solution for corroded or busted pipes. After first cleaning out any existing blockage, 3D's Plumbing can use a non-invasive technology to repair your plumbing, all without breaking through your home's foundation. By filling badly damaged plumbing infrastructure with epoxy relining, we create a strong mold that will last for years to come. From metal to PVC piping, avoid costly damages to your flooring and foundation. When deep-rooted plumbing issues arise, call 3D's Plumbing.
Unlimited Air will say thank you to our customers, and to better serve you, we are now your indoor air quality specialist.
Unlimited Air can do your home indoor air inspections with state-of-the-art video cameras. Unlimited Air can clean your AC and heating ductwork. Unlimited Air can help with odors in your home by sanitizing and deodorizing your AC and heating systems. Unlimited Air can clean your dryer vents.
So, how is the air quality in your home?
And remember, at Unlimited Air, it's all about the service.
Sonic's got all my fair faves.
Cheddar peppers, 99-cent corn dogs, Oreo a la mode. I love the fair. All the prizes you can win.
Totally. Did you win all those?
Winning's for suckers. I bought these.
Hurry in. Fair faves start at 99 cents and order ahead for happy hour anytime.
And welcome back to Season Pass. Last season, Miles finished in a three-way tie atop District 8-2A. When we spoke with the team during 2-a-days, the last thing they want is to share the district title again. The Bulldogs entering Friday with an undefeated 2-0 record, and they look hungrier than ever. The Miles Bulldogs hosting Roscoe. Davian Martinez warming up. Remember that name, folks. How about some Miles defense? Opening Roscoe drive, Junior Martinez finds Antonio Aguayo, but Landon Book knocks it out. Logan Yancey jumps on top of it. Miles ball early on. Ensuing Bulldog drive, Davian Martinez, there's that name, keeps it himself and bulldozes his way in for 6. Miles leads 7-0. Start of the second was perfect for the Bulldogs. Roscoe, they attempt a fake punt. Miles wasn't fooled. That led to Davian Martinez again. 2 plays later, he gets a push from the big boys up front and goes in for 6 more. Miles leads 14-0 early in the second, and the Bulldogs cruise to victory. Miles takes it 49-28. The Grape Creek Eagles taking on Rock Springs in Grape Creek. First quarter, George Rodriguez takes the snap and decides to keep it himself. He weaves his way through the Rock Springs defense and into the end zone for the touchdown. Eagles lead 8-0 after the 2-point conversion. Still first quarter, and Rodriguez says, how about we run it back? He takes the QB keeper 70 yards to the house. He streaks up the sideline, leaving everyone in the dust. Grape Creek goes up 16-0 after another 2-point conversion. And the Eagles keep piling it on. Second quarter, Garrett Steele gets in on the fun. He takes the snap and goes over the Rock Spring defense. He breaks the plane for the score. Grape Creek goes on to shut out Rock Springs. How about that? It's 40-0 the final score, and Grape Creek bags their first win of 2019. Erie County at Eden, and this one was a shootout. First quarter, Eden up 8-0, and they add to it. Javier O'Malley strips it from Erie County, and he takes it the other way to the house. Bulldogs go up 16-0. I know 16-0, and I said it's a shootout. Just stay with me, guys. Later in the corner, Hunter Rogers pitches it back to Devontae Brown. Where is it? There's the pitch. He gets some good blocks and takes it in for the score. Eden up 24-0. Bulldogs rolling early on. The Hornets trying to get their offense going. And how about Jace Contreras? He's going to make defenders miss. And turn on the Jets. Goodbye. 24-8, Eden leads. And Erie County storms all the way back. Look at that final score, 62-53. The Hornets improved to 3-0. How about some more six-man action? Water Valley hosting Zephyr. Wildcats opening drive, and they are moving the ball. Gunnar McCoy takes the handoff and goes untouched into the end zone. Water Valley strikes first, 8-0 the score. I say it every week. McCoy off to a great start in 2019. Keep an eye on him. Later in the first quarter, Cannon Wise pitches it back to Gabriel Smith. He cuts back up through the middle and takes it in for another Wildcat touchdown. The kick was blocked, however, makes it 14-0 Water Valley. The Bulldogs got on the board finally, but the Wildcats kept pulling away late in the first. Smith pitches it back to Cannon Wise. He takes it all the way to the house. Wildcats up 22-6, and Water Valley wins it 56-48, the final score. Newcastle taking on number 8 Blackwell. Second quarter, Blackwell out to a 16-6 lead, but Michael Lowry is going to get taken down by Matt Cabra, and he comes up with the football. A turnover for Blackwell, but can Newcastle capitalize? Why, yes, they can. Next play, JT Sperlin, he's looking, and decides to scramble, and he couldn't find a receiver, but instead finds the end zone. That touchdown cuts the score to 16-12 Blackwell. The Hornets would start to pour it on. Joel Guy, the big man, gets the handoff, powers his way into the end zone. 22-12 Hornets on top. And look at this play. Lowry boots out to his right, finds Devin Clower in the corner. Blackwell 28-12. They go on to win it 77-38 final. Take a look at the other six-man scores from around the Concho Valley. The number 4 ranked Sterling City Eagles continued their dominant start to the 2019 season. They defeat Hermleigh 52-0. Robert Lee, the Steers, they secured their second win in a row on Friday with a 55-0 win over Santa Ana. They improved to 2-1 this season. Very Best losing their second straight game. The Falcons were blanked by Westbrook 50-0. Broughton Highland, you see that final right there. They drop a game to the Hornets 62-0. Not the start to the season. The Longhorns won. They're winless at 0-3. And then Paint Rock, the struggles continue for the Indians. They lose to Abilene Christian Academy 51-6. Coming up on Season Pass, we'll take a look at the high school volleyball court. Check out on some of the action. Stay with us.
The rule of 3 states, things that come in threes are inherently more appealing. We couldn't agree more. Three SUVs, 1 GMC. Get over $6,400 below MSRP on this 2019 GMC Yukon Denali. Plus, current eligible GM owners get over $3,200 additional purchase allowance. Visit Mitchell Buick GMC in San Angelo.
Hello, I'm Phil Sanders, and I'm the speaker on In Search of the Lord's Way. I'm here each week with a Bible-based message relevant to these troubling times. We're here through the generous support of several churches of Christ in this area, and they'd love to have you visit them and attend their Bible classes and worship assemblies. Please, won't you join us this week?
Join Phil Sanders in Search of the Lord's Way.
Help, I'm stuck. Help! Grandma's stuck in the bathroom.
Oh no, we need to call Concho Valley Foundation Repair.
When a foundation fails, it places your family at risk. Stuck doors, cracked sheetrock, and broken windows can all be signs of foundation failure. Concho Valley Foundation Repair's experience and knowledge can effectively support and stabilize your home. With Concho Valley Foundation Repair, you'll know you're getting a great value at a competitive price.
Thank you, Concho Valley Foundation Repair, for saving the day.
Concho Valley Foundation Repair.
The 2019 Cadillacs are made to move and made to shine. Texas residents get this low mileage lease on this 2019 Cadillac Escalade from around $899 per month. Visit Randall Cadillac for this attractive offer.
Welcome back to Season Pass, everyone. High school sports continued last week with a full slate of volleyball matches across the Concho Valley, starting with the Central Lady Cats hosting Midland Christian. Last non-district match before the Lady Cats start district on Friday, second set. Midland Christian took the first. Hannah Gomez with the dig that gives Veronica Guerrero the chance for a perfect set, and Steely Poss finishes it off with the spike. Lady Cats lead 23-15. Set point now. Carolyn Detloff's dig finds Guerrero, and Chelsea Weldon hammers it home. Central takes the second set 25-17. Match even at one set apiece. Third set tied at 22. Detloff again with the dig. Guerrero with another assist, but this time it's Presley Knowlton who comes in for the spike. The Lady Mustangs almost kept it going, but the ball goes into the net. Lady Cats point, set point after a rally. Guerrero would continue to add to her assist total. Poss with the kill. Lady Cats take the set 25-23. The match would go to 5 sets, but the Lady Cats held on in the final set 15-11 to take the match. Veronica Guerrero finished the match with 48 total assists. Miles hosting the Sonora Lady Broncos. First set, Miles trailed 20-12 at one point. They go on a 6-1 run. Tyson Lang getting it past Sonora right there. Lady Broncos lead 21-18, and Lang had herself a match in this one. Still first set, and look at that strength. Spikes straight down into Sonora territory. That brings it to set point Miles. They take it 25-23, which brings us to the second set. And welcome to the Skylar Brooks Show. She terrorized the Lady Broncos all night, kill after kill. The Lady Broncos take the second set 25-21 as Miles goes on to win in straight sets. Cornerstone Christian hosting the Very Best Lady Falcons on Tuesday. Very Best took a close first set onto the second one now. Lady Falcons off to a fast start. Jessica DeLauder met at the night by Bella Halfman. Very Best leads by 5. Very Best looking to pull away in the second. Cornerstone making it close again. JC Jensen sets up Jessica DeLauder for the kill. Cornerstone trails by 3. There was a delay in the third set actually after the ball got stuck, but it wouldn't slow down Very Best. Third set, Cora Blackwell calls the match, ends it on an ace. Lady Falcons sweep the Lady Lions 3-0. Lakeview Maidens were also in action on Tuesday, taking on Grape Creek. This one in Grape Creek, and it was a dogfight. Lakeview takes the match in 5 sets to snap their losing streak. Coming up on Season Pass, we jump to the collegiate level with Angela State Athletics. What are the Rams and Bells up to? Find out after.
Hi, I'm Dr. Victor Schultze with North Bentwood Veterinary Hospital and Boarding. We are a family-run business located in the Bentwood area. We are always happy to give a tour of our facility. You can reach us on our Facebook page or give us a call.
Man, I wish we had some... And rich, delicious Dr. Pepper.
Cool robot.
Thanks, but actually he's a cooler from the future.
Wow.
Don't touch. He's very cold. Dr. Pepper, so nice to treat you.
A big disgrace, waving your banner all over the place. We will
Now get 8,000 total savings on a new F-150. Plus, first responders get an additional 1,000 bonus cash. Only at your Best in Texas Ford dealers.
It's time to wake up breakfast at McDonald's. For early mornings, rustle up a Chicken McGriddles to get going and strike it rich with a McChicken biscuit. Get 2 chicken breakfast sandwiches for $3 and an any-size Coke for $1.
Whether it's time to get to work or to your weekend, make sure it's all quality time. Get to Nissan Truck Month and save big on a J.D. Power award-winning truck, including Titan, best in quality, and Frontier, best in dependability. Both with the tech you want and the quality you need. Hurry in to Nissan Truck Month today. Get 0% financing for 72 months plus cash back and the Midnight Edition package at no extra charge.
Man, I wish we had some... And rich, delicious Dr. Pepper.
Cool robot.
Thanks, but actually he's a cooler from the future.
Wow.
Don't touch. He's very cold. Dr. Pepper, so nice to treat you.
Hello, everyone. The Apple keynote was last Tuesday, and to quote the late Steve Jobs, stay hungry, stay foolish. The Angelo State Rams are definitely hungry for another win following its season-opening 45-20 thrashing of Western Oregon last week. They had a chance to pick up another one yesterday. The Rams taking on Simon Fraser, the only school in Canada that competes in Division II football. A far travel for them. First quarter, Payne Sullins finds Elias Thomas, and he rolls on a defender and into the end zone. A touchdown for the Rams as they lead 20-0. And this one wasn't much of a contest. Second quarter, Sullins connects with the 6'4" junior Kiki Chisholm for 6 more points. ASU up 27-0. Later in the second quarter, the backup's in now. Charlie Rotherham fakes it, and he's going to toss it to Austin Landry. His second touchdown of the game gives Angelo State a 43-point lead. The Rams led 51-0 at the half. That's not a typo. They go on to win 68-7, the final from LeGrand Stadium. One Angelo State team that's serving up all the competition so far this season. How about the Bells volleyball team? To recap the week that was for Angelo State volleyball, last Tuesday the Bells traveled to Adams State. We're out of there in a hurry. Angelo State took that match in straight sets to improve to 5-0. And then it brings us to the Mountain Lion Invitational. Angelo State kicked off the invite on Thursday with a match against the University of Colorado at Colorado Springs. There's that final. ASU sweeps the Mountain Lions to improve to 6-0 to start the year. Angelo State then won 2 games on Friday. The Bells defeated Emporia State in 5 sets behind Kaylin Gilbreth's match-leading 17 kills. And then ASU went on to down Minute State in straight sets. Megan Parker led the charge in that one with a match-high 16 assists. The Bells, they then wrapped up the Mountain Lion Invitational yesterday. ASU taking on Colorado School of Mines, and you see that final right there. The Bells are perfect no more. They fall to the Ore Diggers in straight sets, putting their record at 8-1 on the season. The Bells will begin Lone Star Conference play next Friday and Saturday with back-to-back games. Friday's conference opener will be in Canyon against West Texas A&M. Then Angelo State will travel 106 miles to Portales, New Mexico to take on the Eastern New Mexico Greyhounds. The Angelo State soccer season is also underway after picking up 2 wins to start the season. The Bells continued action last week with matches against Regis University and the Colorado School of Mines. The Bells soccer team dropped its first game of the season on Friday, and the team's home opener against Regis 2-1 the final score. In that one, the Rangers opened the scoring in the 6th minute. Angelo State scored the equalizer in the 72nd minute. Regis then capitalized 10 minutes later in the 82nd on a penalty kick. Gabby Villagrán netted the lone goal for ASU. Travis McCorkle and the Bells ready to face the number 7 Ore Diggers on this hot Sunday afternoon. Scoreless game at the 13th minute. Mines on the move. Cheney Brugman tries to tap it to Kiera Miller, but she comes up with the huge save, dives after the rebound. One of 4 saves in the first half for Miller. 47th minute, ASU bringing the pressure. Maddie Kyle passes across the middle, and Allie Warren fires it in past Shannon Mooney. The Bells break through 1 minute and 7 seconds into the second half. They lead 1-0. The Bells hoping to add another with a corner kick at the 70th minute. Kylie Hampton with a beautiful shot off her head. Nice save by Mooney, though. ASU wins it 1-0. They improve to 3-1. And remember to head over to ContraValleyHomepage.com to keep up with all our Angelo State content. Coming up on Season Pass, we will reveal our Player of the Week, and we also have some highlights from the NFL. Stay with us.
Order groceries online and pick them up? Yep. And you gotta have the right car for that. And we can help. During our payment reduction sale, go to bassmuch.com and tell us what you want your payment to be. It's like ordering groceries, but different. Because it's like a car or truck. It's bigger and it's different. But it's the same. But it's different. Houston Hardin Road or shop 24/7 at bassmuch.com.
Your business is important. That's why we're proud to recognize KLST's small business leaders. Santex Air Filtration, the best air filters for your home or business. 64 East Avenue K, 657-8188. Scratch and Patch Roofing has the know-how to repair the roof on your home or business. Call today at 269-4226. Enjoy Italian food the way it's meant to be made at Napoli's, 421 South Chadbourne Street, 703-6492. Welcome back to Season Pass. You ever just sit around and wonder what a human bulldozer looks like? Well,
Well, today's play of the day shows a pretty good representation. This video submitted to us by Ashley Draper. And take a look at this. Play come from Water Valley's junior varsity football team. The quarterback under pressure shakes one tackler and just gives a nasty stiff arm to the second tackler. He improvises and finds a man wide open for the easy touchdown. Let's go ahead, take another look at this thing, this time in slow motion. Get off me, sir. That's what I call thinking on your feet. What a stiff arm. What a play from Water Valley's JV. It's time now for our KLST Player of the Week. This week's award goes to a familiar face, and that's El Dorado Eagles quarterback Kevin Covarrubias. El Dorado is now 2-1 through 3 weeks after downing Brackett 46-22 on Friday. And Kevin played a huge factor in the 24-point victory. The senior quarterback passed for 517 yards and 4 touchdowns and ran for another in the Eagles' win over the Tigers. Kevin Covarrubias earning his second Player of the Week honor this season, and rightfully so. Taking a look at the stats through 3 games, the El Dorado captain has thrown for over 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns with only 4 interceptions. El Dorado travels to Ira Ann on Friday to take on the Braves. Kickoff time set for 7:30 p.m. Congrats again to Kevin Covarrubias, this week's Player of the Week.
Player of the Week is sponsored by Southwest Pools and Spas.